Hi, boys and girls. How are ya? Back again to say hello, back again to say hope everything is still good at home. Everyone is staying healthy and having fun and enjoying this beautiful weather that we've been having lately. We all miss you very, very much, and we're so glad that we were able to see some of you drive by in the cars the other day by Peanuts. So much fun, so exciting. Thank you for all the awesome signs. Thank you for coming out to say hello. We missed you. We love you. And we're hoping that, we can get together again real soon. But in the meantime, I decided today I was going to read to you a story that we read one day at Circle Time. I remember it being a book that you really loved listening to. And so I thought, let's share it again. And it was Harold and the Purple Crayon. Do you remember Harold? How he went on this adventure, and the only way he was going to be able to go on any adventure was if he drew what he wanted to do with his purple crayon. And then we all drew pictures, and we hung all our pictures that we drew with our purple crayon up in the hallway at Peanuts. Do you remember that? Well, I decided we're going to do it again. How's that? So sit back, enjoy, come close. Sit on your couch, your bed, your floor, your rug, your mommy's lap, anywhere. Crisscross applesauce. And let's get ready to listen to Harold and the Purple Crayon. Here we go. Let me make sure that you can see the pictures. Got it? All right. One evening, after thinking it over for some time, Harold decided to go for a walk in the moonlight. There wasn't any moon, and Harold needed a moon for a walk in the moonlight. And he needed something to walk on. So what did he draw? The moon and the road. He made a long straight path so he wouldn't get lost, and he set off on his walk, taking his big purple crayon with him. But he didn't seem to be getting anywhere on that long, straight path. So he left the path for a shortcut across a field. And the moon went with him. The shortcut led right to where Harold thought a forest should be. He didn't want to get lost in the woods, so he made a very small forest with just one tree in it. And there's the tree he started to draw with his purple crayon. It turned out to be an apple tree. And the apples, he thought, would be very tasty when they did turn red. So he put a frightening dragon under the tree to guard those red, delicious apples. It was a terribly frightening dragon. Look at the sharp teeth he drew on that dragon. I know I'd be afraid to go and eat any of those red apples if that dragon was guarding a tree. Would you? It even frightened Harold, and he started to back away. His hand holding the purple crayon shook because he was so frightened of that purple dragon he drew. And suddenly, he realized what was happening. But by then, Harold was over his head in an... What happened? As he started to shake that purple crayon, what did he draw? Do you remember? If you said waves, you are right. He wound up drawing waves in an ocean, and he was underneath the water. He came up thinking really, really fast. And in no time, he was climbing aboard a little, tiny boat. Thank goodness for that purple crayon. And he quickly drew a sail and set sail. And the moon sailed along with them. After he had sailed long enough, Harold made land without much trouble. He drew an anchor to stop the boat, and he stepped ashore on the beach, wondering where he was. The sandy beach reminded Harold of picnics, and the thought of picnics made him hungry. So, do you remember what he drew? What do you usually set out on the sand when you're having a picnic to sit on? He laid out a nice, simple picnic lunch. He drew a blanket, and then he started to draw some food. Do you remember what he drew? I'll let you think. He drew pies, nothing but pies. And he drew 9 of them, all 9 kinds of pie that Harold liked the best. Should we count them? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pies. When Harold finished his picnic, there was quite a lot left. He hated to see so much delicious pie go to waste. So Harold left a very hungry moose and a very hungry porcupine to finish it all up. And off he went, looking for a hill to climb to see where he was. Harold knew that the higher he went, the farther he could see. So he decided to make the hill something bigger. He wound up drawing a mountain. He went high enough, so high that he thought he could see the window of his bedroom. He was tired and he felt he ought to be getting to bed. And he hoped that he could see his bedroom window from the top of that mountain. But as he looked down over the other side, he slipped. And there wasn't any other side of the mountain. And he was falling in the air. But luckily, Harold kept his wits and his purple crayon, because with that purple crayon, he made a big balloon that he was able to grab onto. What shape is that? Circle. Very good. It's a circle, boys and girls. And he made a basket under the balloon big enough to stand in. He had a fine view from the balloon, but he still couldn't see his window. He couldn't even see a house. So he made a house with windows, and he landed the balloon on the grass in the front yard. None of the windows was his window, though, and he tried to think where his window ought to be. That's Tucker. So he made some more windows, and he made a big building full of windows. And he made lots of buildings full of lots of windows, and he made a whole city full of windows. But none of those windows was his window, and he couldn't think where it was. Do you remember what he drew? He had to draw somebody to ask where his house was. Do you remember? If you said a police officer, you were right. Harold decided to ask a policeman. So he drew the policeman with his purple crayon, and the policeman pointed Harold in the right direction. He said, "That away." And Harold thanked him and walked away. And as he walked along with the moon, wishing he was in his moon, let me say that again. And he walked along with the moon, wishing he was in his room and in his bed. Then suddenly Harold remembered. He remembered where his bedroom window was when there was a moon. He was always right around the moon. He remembered that when he was in his bed and he would look out at the moon, his window was around the moon. And then Harold made his bed. And he got in it and drew up his blankie and covered himself with it. And the purple crayon dropped on the floor, and Harold dropped off to sleep. The end. So, if you remember, boys and girls, after we read the story, we drew a picture with a purple crayon. So now I want you to find a purple crayon, and if you can't find a purple crayon, maybe a purple magic marker, maybe a purple pencil, and I want you to draw something and then put it on the Peanuts page and share your pictures with me. I'm going to draw something right now with my purple crayon. All right, hold tight. I'm drawing it. I'm drawing it right now. Are you ready? Almost done. It's coming. It's coming. All right, are you ready? All right, I'm going to show you my drawing. One more thing. All right, are you ready? Here's what I drew with my purple crayon. I draw me. I drew you. I drew a rainbow, even though a rainbow is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple, right? But I drew it all purple, and I drew a heart because I wanted it to say how much I miss you, I love you, and I'm happy that we can share this time together. And from Miss Jean and me, kisses, hugs, and we hope to see you soon. And don't forget, post your pictures so we all can see what you drew with your purple crayon. Bye, boys and girls. Stay safe, everybody. Miss you all.